Welcome. We are the Fort Valley Boys podcast. I have my guys with me, a rich tapestry of opinions and thought makers in
What
the
the hell?
business of sports.
You said rich tapestry.
We're a rich tapestry. That means we're vast. We're varied. We're diverse. That's what it
Oh,
means.
all right. Okay.
It's rich tapestry. Just like the hot takes we're going to get off on the show today. On the show today, Ryan Day keeps the job for another year. Mark Andrews, helmet to the left, shells to the right, and some other hot takes that we're gonna have because I'm good for hot takes, and I'm gonna tell you mine in a quick moment. Uh, Straw, what I need me to do?
Do what we always do. Hit the music.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, boys, yeah. Hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we them boys.
Like I previously said, we are the Fort Valley Boys. We have Curb Street's Tears also on the show with us tonight, and I was gonna clown him until I watched him on McAfee and all the stuff he went through within his last year. It's very sad. Prayers goes out to him, but Ryan Day should have been fired if he lost Tennessee. Anyway, we got my guys. Herb Street's Tears, Michael Andre, Big Straw. We got me, Fade. This is not the pivot. Horatius too busy hobnobbing with Bill Belichick and his assistants.
And Kirby Smart
And I mean, that's what Shot does. That's why he's not on the show because he's trying to go to college and be a coach or something. So we ain't knocking that. Hey, get it how you live how you get it.
yeah.
Straw, tell us about these sponsors.
Man, all right, so let's start off with our number one sponsor, Crazy Straws, baby. If you want your straws and you want them crazy, crazystraws.org is the place to be. All colors, all types, all states, all sizes. Hey, it's down to the Final Four in football. You want a Kansas City Chiefs? I got it. You want Philadelphia Eagles? I got it. You want Washington Redskins? I got it. The Buffalo Bills, we sell Buffalo Bill colors on 4th of July. We sell them New Year's Day. We sell them all the time. But I got it. So, hey, check your Crazy Straws, baby.
I got a question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you have the Washington Commander straws or just the Redskins?
I have Washington Commanders, Washington Redskins, and I got the Washington football team. Mess with me.
He got it all, folks. He has a cornucopia of items. Cornucopia. Go ahead, Straw. Keep on going.
All right, so hey, just for men, you trying to be like James Brown and keep that Beijing black, which he didn't do enough of this past week. Hey, get you some just for men. Some folks think it makes you look better. I'm not gonna touch it no more. I tried it back in early 2000s, not no more. Just for men. If it's for you, it's for you. But it's not for me. You can catch it at Walgreens, CVS, Dollar General. Hey, you're gonna pay the $5.99, $6.49, whatever they charging you for. I don't know. I relinquish my stock in just a minute. Back to Wave and Groom, Michael Atwater. In 1994, Michael Atwater was 155 pounds and had a full head of weight. He still got him, even though he bald-headed. That's Wave and Groom in the red can. Walmart, Walgreens, wherever you get your hair supplies. That's Wave and Groom, ladies and gentlemen. Arizona tea, still 99 cents, and Walgreens 98 in some places. Be careful. Warning, if you want do it. If you don't want instant diabetes, dilute it with some water. You're going to have to cut it. You got to cut it. Hey, follow us on Facebook. Valley Boys podcast. Also, BuyNiceShirt.com. BuyNiceShirt.com. Hey, you want something for your sorority, your fraternity? You want something for your HBCU? BuyNiceShirt.com is it. That is where you get it. Don't play around with it. Just go hit that website, BuyNiceShirt.com. Damon's podcast, chopping it up. Hey, support Damon. Support his Patreon page. Hey, check him out. He's going through a little hard time right now. We still prayerful for you. Damon, I know you still listening. Hey, but check out his podcast, chopping it up. And always, as always, the last but definitely not least, Henny Coke, Crown Royal XO, and Ginger Ale, the dark liquor. Get you some.
The dark lookers. The dark lookers.
The
I'm having a
dark
glass.
liquor.
I'm gonna have me a glass immediately after the show. Immediately, because we gotta be professional. We gotta be professional while we on air. All right. Opening shots. Michael, you're off.
So tomorrow night, I think TNT is doing the starters, and I don't know how in the world they're doing starters with it being 3 teams, but nevertheless, the guys that I think deserve to make the NBA All-Star game as starters. Now, before I begin, for those of y'all who don't know, the NBA has gone away from the East versus West All-Star format to a 4-team format. It'll be 3 teams of 8, 24 guys to make the All-Star game, 3 teams of 8, and then one of the rookie teams from the games on Friday will play in basically a 4-team tournament. They go to 40, then they go to 25 in the championship game. Hoping this makes it more competitive. We will see. But the guys that I think deserve to start, if we were to go by the old format, East and West, the best 2 guards in the East this year have been Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. And then my 3 front court people will be Giannis, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jason Tatum. That's what my East 5 would be. Out West, which is a way more competitive. But if I had to say out West, Ja Morant, and I still will have Steph Curry starting the backcourt. My front court, it will be LeBron James will start. The Joker, which the Joker is averaging a triple-double as a center. And I would start Kevin Durant. Those will be my starters. But tomorrow night, the starters are supposed to be announced for this NBA All-Star game. Let's see what they do this year. See if it's more competitive than what they've been putting out.
All right. Kirk Street.
What we talking about? The top
Opening
10 players?
shots. Your opening shot.
What my opening shot was? The top 10 players 2026, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I got you. And Mike, quick question. So Shea Gears, what's his name? Shea?
Oh, man, I forgot about Shea Alexander. He was starting over Steph.
Yeah. Shea.
Isn't Golden State? He's not starting over Steph. Isn't Golden State? He's not starting over Steph.
All right, I got you. Hold on, guys. I looked
I
this
don't
up
know,
the other day.
Fade. Because if you talking about the guards, you know Ja Morant going to start. Well,
he might shoot somebody if he don't start. So, yeah, you might be right.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. This dude here, man.
Oh,
just saying.
God.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We need to come back to you.
Come back to me. Pull it up. Come back to me.
Take on.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, we've been talking about offline. We've been talking about the best and worst announcers there is in the NFL. I'm gonna go back for one. One of my favorites of all time has always been Keith Jackson. Keith Jackson, whoa, Nelly, the granddaddy of them all. Brett Musburger. I've always loved Brett Musburger. And the ones I don't like, Greg Olson. I do not like Greg Olson and his rhetoric. Tom Brady, this your first year, so you're on the fence, Tom. You got to get better, Tom. You in the same position Tony Romo was when he first retired. Tony Romo did get better, but Tom, you're gonna have to do a little better. Those are the only ones I really don't like listening to. But there are some good announcers out there. Iron Eagle and Charles Johnson. Love that team.
Gus Johnson, right? That's Gus Johnson. You're right.
Gus
That's a good
Johnson's
job.
a good one though. Gus Johnson, he just seems a little overpowering. If you put somebody in the booth with him, he gonna take over. He gonna take over. But yeah, those are my uh, opening shots as far as the best and worst announcers.
Hey, let me ask real quick
No
because I
Jim
know
Nance. No Jim Nance.
I
Good
like
evening,
Jim Nance.
friends.
Jim Nance is understood. John Madden, Pat Summerall kind of understood. Um, you know, Al Michaels, the old Frank Gifford, the old Monday Night Crew, like
Mm-hmm.
them, love them. I grew up with them. So
Dandy Don.
who's that?
Oh, Danny Don, Howard Cosell.
Yeah. Dandy Don Meredith, all them, man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
let me ask a quick question because I've never paid attention to it, and maybe I need to start paying more attention to it because I think I've asked this before, Ryan, and Fave asked it too. What is it about an announcer when you listen to a game that make you not like it? Like I've never understood it, and I'm not saying y'all, I'm not criticizing. I'm just curious. So maybe I can just start paying attention because I've never paid attention to something the announcer saying. I'm like, damn, I don't like what he's saying or what he like. Help me understand
Well,
that. I'm just curious.
one of the things about Brady, like I said, I'm on the fence with Brady. One of the things about Brady is he seems to try to bring too much information as far as his personal experience into it. That's the same thing Romo tried to do his first couple of years. He kind of backed off from that and actually tries to call the game now. Brady wants to talk about, he talks about everything, and then he wants to talk about his experience, and his broadcast partner throws him the ball, and he tears that thing up, throws it. He can't throw Tom too many, but he tears it up. It's just a thing where feel like you know more than me. I've been watching football. I watch you play football. Don't tell me everything. Just bring me along. Bring me along.
All right. Yeah, let's get this show moving along. Me and Anatole give our shots near the end of the show. We gotta get into the business of the show. Cause we got Kitty Moon trying to get a fight started with Jamal and Mike. If y'all ain't seen it on Facebook on Sunday, I don't know what's going on with that.
Hey, don't talk. Hey, don't talk about that stuff, man. Keep
I,
going.
I, well, it's public domain now. So, but we're gonna start with national championship game. Ohio State really should have scored 50, but either way, they still covered the spread at 8.5. They covered. They are the national champs. I know Fred Johnson. You're watching the show, so congratulations to OH. Real quick, because we got a lot of NFL to get to. I'm gonna go with Kirk Herbstreit, Atwater, and Straw. What was your takeaway from the game? Start with Herbstreit.
First, I think Kurt Herbstreit is a great announcer.
Yes,
First
he
of
is.
all,
Is
yeah,
he?
I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I like Kurt.
Is
If
he?
it's Kurt, it's a big game. He's like Keith Jackson back in the day. If Keith Jackson is there, it's a big game. Anyway, Ohio State had the best offense all year, and that was underachieving. And they just put it all together the last couple of weeks. I mean, I fired Ryan Day in November. I said, man, this man got to go. He's fired. Tennessee gonna walk the dog with him, but they just was better than everybody else. I mean, I turned the game off. I watched a different show, 90 Days Fiance with my wife, whatever it's called. I watched that. Yeah, so Ohio State was dominant. The receivers are good. Running backs are good. O line was good. Defense was good enough. Shout out to Freeman though. He gonna get those guys, in the playoffs every year. But I don't know if they'll have enough to get over that hump because, and make kids just crying to go to Notre Dame. It's tough to get in there. So, but yeah, that's my take on it. Ohio State just was better than them. I knew they was gonna win when I saw the lineups. I don't know who could beat Ohio State in Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Monday night.
Ohio State. That's what it beat them. Ohio State.
Yeah.
All right, let me go. Mike.
I think a healthy Georgia with Carson Beck. That'd have been a good game.
No,
You got athlete on the field, but I before the tournament even started, I had Ohio State and Georgia playing for the national championship. and I had Ohio State winning it all. I just felt like it was their year, it was their time. We society we try to fire coaches too quick. This dude is 70-10. He done played in that was his second national championship. I think he's been to the college football playoffs
Four
four,
times.
and we wanted him. People wanted him fired. I knew eventually
Got to go.
too, man. Shout out to Ryan Day, Ohio State, uh, and Notre Dame put up a fight, but I just didn't think Notre Dame had enough offense to stay in the game with Ohio State.
All right, Straw.
Yeah, a lot of times, man, these things are what we thought they were going to be, and this is what we thought it was going to be. It was actually closer than the score. The score was closer than the game really indicated. I mean, we knew Notre Dame had a chance, but they weren't going to have that much of a chance. Only people that could have beat them was themselves. And as far as the rhetoric of fire Ryan Day, Anatoly, I fired him too. I fired him too because this was the year he was supposed to beat Michigan. He was supposed to hands down, and he did. I don't know if they thought they were gonna roll the ball out there. Michigan was gonna go back into the hole. Into a hole, I don't know if they thought that Michigan didn't believe in that game or what. But he hasn't beaten Michigan. He might be 70-10, Mike, but there are some key losses to Michigan in there, and games he really should have won, in my opinion. So that you win that championship, same job. Congratulations to Ohio State.
He's safe for another year. Till they play Michigan and Michigan again. That's part of my opening shot. A lot of the teams I would think would be in the top 10. Problem is they won't have a quarterback next year, so that's going to make excuse. So my default number one team in the nation, my default top two is going to be Texas and Georgia. Georgia will be one. Georgia will be one. Texas will be two. But I might put Texas one because of Arch Manning and the potential he has in the games he played this season.
Georgia lost.
Yeah, Georgia lost a lot. Georgia lost a whole lot of players. A whole lot of starters.
But Ohio State, they were a better team. They really should have scored 50. They could have scored 50 if they wanted to. They're like a little kid with food on their plate. They're playing with their food. And so it was so bad. I was playing college football in the middle of the second quarter to the fourth quarter.
I did like Anatoly. I started watching so with my wife. I wasn't even. I just take the score every once in a while. Now, if it would have been Notre Dame up top, I would have been, oh, wait a minute, let me catch something here. Let's see what's going on. But now that first drive would lead you to believe Riley Leonard was going to carry him. He couldn't carry him.
Man, okay, bet. Nobody studied the moon. I know I went to Fort Valley. I owe them folks money. It's too low. I know I went there. But yeah, the game was over. Riley Leonard was exhausted after that first drive, but after that, Notre Dame needed a real quarterback because Riley Leonard had, like he's been all season, was on and off. But I think Sion was the backup in Ohio State. We'll see what he's gonna do, or if Ryan Day's gonna go into the portal and pull somebody. But he ain't gonna hurt recruiting. I mean, you're gonna have Jeremiah Smith. Brian Hartline is probably the best receiver coordinator in the country. He is. He is.
Hey, real quick, let me ask a quick question. I'm giving it. Prentice Nolan was the backup quarterback, or was a quarterback on the Ohio State team this year.
Anatol, you're muted.
Sorry, guys. I heard you talking about Aaron Nolan from Langston Hughes. It kind of went out. I think he got in the portal.
Yeah, that was what I was asking. Does he still get a ring?
Did he leave before they played?
Yeah, Aaron Nolan got in the portal back in December.
What it said on Seinfeld fade? No suit for you.
No suit for you.
No suit for you. Now I'm gonna say this. One of my best friends from high school played baseball for 10, 12 years. and he played for Boston, and they was on a run. And his sister got sick, and he came home, and he was on the playoff roster. They did not win the championship, but he got playoff money, even though he wasn't there. So every sport's different.
I'm just curious if a kid jump in the portal before, do they still get a ring? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, but congratulations Ohio State. That was, I mean, it was no doubt the only way Notre Dame could have won the game if Ohio State was caught in a snowstorm. To be honest with you, because their offense is not built to come back like that. Even though they made a valiant effort in the fourth quarter, Ohio State was playing with their food. Like I said earlier, they won by 11. They covered the spread. That's main bottom line. Let's get to the NFL playoffs, shall we? Divisional weekends, divisional playoff weekend. I'm gonna start in the order of the games that came on TV. I want to start with the Commanders in Detroit. Straw. What they
Man, that was the shocker of the weekend. I think we talked about it last week as a what if. But I didn't see that one coming. I thought that Washington and their run had ended. But doggone, I'd be doggone if Jaden Daniels, woo, that guy, there's a quarterback, man. That guy's a quarterback. Um, Surprised the world. 45 on that team. Yeah, shook up the world. Shook up the world. Shouts out to the Washington Commanders. I got a case of crazy straws for you.
All right, Mike. What the hell happened with Detroit?
Jared Goff. Y'all know how Cinderella when the clock strike 12 and they go back to the ugly what they call it? I forgot what they call it. But the
The
clock strike
Simpsons.
12 and she go back to the
Pumpkin. We go
ugly
back.
steps of the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, the clock struck 12 on him, and he had probably next to that Houston Texan game where he had 5 interceptions. He probably had his worst game of the year. Now, mind you, Detroit got a lot of starters out on defense. That played a part in it. But I think you got to give credit more to Jaden Daniels and that Washington team than Detroit. When they finally add some more pieces around Jaden Daniels, I will not be surprised. This is a hot take. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of next year, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the NFC. Now, I ain't say the league.
He's the best quarterback in the NFC now.
Well, I don't know. I don't
Right
know.
now, who better him? That
I would take Matthew Stafford. What is he laughing at? I would take Matthew Stafford and possibly Jalen Hurts before I take Jaden Daniels.
Jalen Hurts is averaging 93 net yards passing a game in the playoffs,
and they running for 240.
You said you take Jalen Hurts. We're talking about the quarterback, not the team. We talk about quarterback. Don't do that, Stephen A. Smith.
The passing that he's doing has got something to do with the offensive game plan. Why do I need to keep throwing the football when I got somebody back here that can run for 200 yards? Explain it.
And when Washington set 8 in the box and stopped that zone read, when Jalen got a sprained meniscus. And
you think ain't nobody put 8 in the box this year on them? Washington gonna be the first team all year to put 8 in the box. That what you think?
I ain't saying they're the first team. You're not listening, Mike. Stephen A. Atwater. You're not listening.
You just automatically assume because he got 93-yard passing. What I got to throw the football for? Anatole, why are we throwing the football?
He's gonna have to throw the football sooner or later.
I ain't throwing no football in no weather. I'm finna run the ball.
I'll put it this way: it's not like he can't. It ain't like he ain't got Devontae Smith. It ain't like he ain't got AJ Brown. He could throw it when he wants to, but I mean, is that gonna work out in the end? I guess that's my question.
He's not gonna get away with that. He's not gonna keep getting away with that. I'm telling you. But either way, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the NFC right now. Matthew Stafford. He had a wonderful year. The 1 year they won the Super Bowl. Then what happened after that?
Matthew Stafford had a good year this year.
Yeah, Matt had a good year, man. but he had no receivers most of the year. He threw about maybe under 10 interceptions. Man had a good year. The best quarterback in the NFC is Baker Mayfield. It's Baker, and then
Did,
it's
didn't Washington just beat them?
he's
Just got
talking
to beat him.
about
That don't mean you ain't better.
Then
What that
Jalen,
mean?
then I believe Jalen Daniels haven't turned the ball over in 5 weeks, about 5 weeks. But go ahead. I mean, interrupt. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Baker,
I'm
my
just gonna.
guy. I'm a Baker guy. But
Yeah, Baker also
yeah,
lost that game for in the playoff game. But go ahead.
the Lions
Turn the ball
defense
over.
sucked. Jared Goff was bad. And that's all it is. The Lions are the old Boston Red Sox of the NFL. That's not a hot take. That's a real take.
Like you have 18 players on injured reserve, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's Boston Red Sox. They cursed. Same thing Boston Red Sox. Yep. The defense sucked. Jared Goff was bad. That's about it.
I blame that on Ben Johnson, but go ahead.
I'm
Some of
good.
that on Ben Johnson. Let's see. Okay. Next game on Saturday was the Chiefs and the Texans, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Chiefs and Texans actually was the first game today.
Well, either way.
But you good.
Yeah, Stafford had a great year. 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Yeah, 20 touchdowns. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
good. 3,700 yards passing with no receivers for most of the year, Fade. You gotta look at the whole picture. His two receivers were hurt for a quarter of the season. Numbers within numbers.
Yeah, I'll pull up my home number there too. They should be similar. But go ahead.
My home numbers were horrible.
Yeah, but he had a good year though, right? That we was going by stats.
I didn't say that.
That what you did. That what you just said.
I ain't say my home. I ain't say nothing about
Mahomes had no receivers, but had 26 touchdowns, 11 picks, and 3,900 yards, and they have similar seasons. Well, go ahead. Texans, were they robbed or they just whining little motherfuckers about the refs, Mike?
I ain't gonna never put stuff on the ref now. Let me say this. The NFL needs to figure out what they're gonna do, man, with this roughing the passer call. That's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. Like you got to determine how much on the extent is roughing the passer. Cause some of that stuff with roughing the passer, man, it's
if contact is made to the head in the rule, but any type of contact, you make the call. You make the call regardless. The contact was made above the shoulder.
I think they need to just figure something out with that. But Kansas City is a dynasty now. Kansas City right now reminded me of the little run Golden State made in the NBA. They on a run, and they got a legitimate chance of getting a three-peat, win the Super Bowl, which nobody has ever done. If I had to rank all four of these teams that's left, I would put Kansas City number one as far as odds to win it all. But the thing that nobody really talks about with Kansas City, Spagnolia and that defense, man, is they got it rocking over there.
8 sacks, 5 QB hits.
Like they really got a good defense that nobody talk about. That's what keeping Kansas City in the game. That's what's doing it. That defense.
Straw.
Man, this gonna be one of them. This gonna be one of them things, man. This could be history. This could be history. I think Spagnolia and that defense is kind of underrated. We know about Chris Jones and we know about a few players, but that Chris Jones is probably the most notable that we know. Because of and the reason being is because you're talking so much about Mahomes and Kelsey and the other offensive starters on that side. So if they can keep playing like they've been playing, pulling magic out, and it's a playoff run, I don't see why it's not improbable. It's not impossible at this part at this juncture. I still think they're gonna have a rough time with Buffalo. That's their Achilles heel. Seems to be for the past 4 or 5 years. That's been their Achilles heel as far as playing them tight to make them worry. Playing them tight enough to make them worry. So if Buffalo was to kind of eke it out it would be shocking, but it wouldn't surprise me as well as Buffalo is playing right now. But yeah. I mean, until somebody beat the champs, until somebody slay the king, they still the king.
Yeah, Kalafkis. That's one of the defense players you talk about. Core put in chat 8 sacks this year.
He had 3 or 4 in the last game against Houston.
He had 3. Nick Bolton's finally healthy for one thing. Nick Bolton is back. So just like the Bills got back Matt Milano, Nick Bolton is back healthy. Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie. Remember the other cornerback from last year that left?
Okay.
Sneed, I think with the Ladavius Sneed with the Tennessee. They really didn't miss a beat on the back end without him. Chris Jones, really, he got paid. And I'm looking at his numbers. I don't know why I jumped back to regular season. Look, if I'm looking at this right, he had no sacks this year.
That ain't right.
That can't be right because I'm looking at, unless that's another C. Jones. He had 5. He only had 5 sacks this year. But the problem with him, though, you got to pay so much attention to him. You open up things for like Bolton and Tranquil and Chanel and Justin Watson back also. I think he broke his ankle early in the season. Just just like the Buffalo Bills defense is healthy, so is Kansas City. Go take off, Canto.
Michael?
Yeah.
The Chiefs defense, man. I mean, you sacked the quarterback 8 times. I mean, don't turn the ball over like they really did. Well, Mahomes had a fumble, but other than that, I mean, you're not gonna lose. It's tough to win in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Bills game ain't gonna be tough, but Bills defense, like I say, their defense. I've been saying they suck all year. They played well against my guy Lamar, but I don't see it. They played all right.
They still score 25 though? They still scored 25 on.
Yeah. Don't say nothing about my guy played. We'll talk about Todd. But anyway, when Todd figured it out, they couldn't stop him.
He still fucked up. But go ahead.
Yeah. Is no Todd Monken slander on this show, sir.
No, don't worry. When we get to Baltimore, I'm gonna slander his punk ass. Okay, let's move on to the Eagles and the Rams. And so we're gonna stay with you.
Stafford did the best he could. I mean, Stafford put up numbers. Stafford
special 2 fumbles in the 4th quarter. Yeah, he did all he could.
Hey, he can't vouch for himself. You know, Stafford was the man. Stafford put up. He did his thing. He had him in position to win the game. The Eagles defense, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, the rest of those guys, they played well. But they got to stop the run. The doggone Saquon Barkley boy looked like Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl.
He was a man possessed.
In the
snow, a man possessed.
I just hope he don't have a Navarro Bowman moment in the championship game. He was a 49er, so he tore a knee up or Achilles on a play in the championship game. I don't hope that don't happen because remember, Saquon has never been healthy for a full season 5 years.
That's true.
Just keep that in mind. That means I'm not picking Eagles because in our confidence pool, the Eagles is my team for the playoffs, so I really don't give a damn. But just for kicks and giggles, I hope he stay healthy. But he hasn't proven to stay healthy because he messed up. He has a left wrist injury on that. It might be, I don't know if it's fractured or sprained or whatever. But he had a cast on his wrist at the end of the game doing an interview with Melissa Stark. Go ahead, Straw.
Yeah, man. I guess my thing is this, man. When we talk about these Eagles, man, how healthy is Jalen Hurts going into this game? I don't know. Did they disclose his injury or say what was wrong with him? Because
it's a need to haven't said anything what it did, but I think it's probably like an MCL or meniscus injury, something like that, for him to be limping like that. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, in Saquon we trust. I don't want him to have a Navarro Bowman moment either, but. Go with you go with the ones that are led you this far, but like I was saying earlier, man, if they have to pass, they can. I don't know how. I don't know if Washington is going to be able to keep up with them, but if they have to pass, they can. Didn't they beat Washington? Beat them on that last second Hail Mary, right?
The Bears. He beat the Bears. Well, he beat the Bears on the Hail Mary.
They did beat Philly. They did beat Philly.
The last second though, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I got Philly until somebody else says otherwise. And then that person that says otherwise may say Jaden Daniels. Who knows?
Yeah, because they just beat him. So and he torched that defense. But Jalen Hurts got hurt though, so that might have been a difference too. Go ahead,
Maybe
Mike.
the
Take off.
difference this week too. Maybe the difference this week.
Yeah, go ahead. Take off, Mike.
Oh man, I think I really do think if maybe the weather wasn't such a big of a factor, I
The
think
Rams would
I
have
think the
won.
Rams could have won that game. I really
Yeah,
do. But that snow played a part in it, and it was just the conditions just wasn't good for the Rams. But if
wasn't
that's
good for
a
the Eagles now too. No, we go both ways. We go
well,
ahead.
they ran the ball. The Rams is not a running team. They like to throw the football. Rams that was perfect for the Eagles. They just smash mouth you running the ball. Um, I just think that like if the conditions were different, man, that could have been a different ball game. But I mean, shout out to the Eagles, who at the beginning of the year, we was wondering what the Eagles gonna be, and they've been hot ever since the mid part of the season. But I got to shout out Anatole Ryan. I got to shout out them Georgia Bulldogs on that defense. Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter, man, he is so disrespectful. You can't block this dude. Like, bro, this dude is so disruptive. He be in a zero technique, one technique, two. So basically, what that is, he either head up on the guy or he shaded over, and they try to double him. You can't block this dude, man. This dude is unblockable. And Nolan Smith is back to the Nolan Smith 2 years ago with Georgia.
Yeah.
Like it's tough when you got that kind of pressure. Then they got them young DBs back there, Mitchell and DeJean. You got Darius Slade. The
Ringo.
Eagles, the Eagles they got it all to win this championship, man. And if they gonna ride the shoulders of Saquon Barkley, they looking real good, looking like they on their way.
Tell me something. Is Nolan not Nolan Smith?
N'Kobe Dean hurt.
Is he out for the rest of the playoffs?
Yeah, he out.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's either his knee or something with a pec or something. I can't remember what injury was. All right,
Did
now
Jalen
to
Carter? Real quick question for you. Did Jalen Carter pick up a grown man on Sunday?
and about to slam him. Yeah.
And held him up. He wasn't gonna slam him though. He wasn't gonna slam him. He wasn't gonna
Did,
slam him.
did Jalen Carter cause accidents? Almost cause accidents. Almost somebody died.
Oh man, why is that necessary? What are you doing?
Allegedly, we wasn't there.
Allegedly.
We was
What that
not
got to
there.
do with?
Nothing. I just gotta start some shit because I mean, as long as he wants to be speeding in the snow, the Eagles should make the Super Bowl.
Oh
That's all.
my goodness, man!
That's all.
Ravens and the Bills. Ravens and the Bills. Ravens and the
Good.
Bills.
Speaking of the Ravens, I'm gonna go first on this. I'm gonna have a point since I don't really talk on this show half the time. Yes, Lamar had 2 turnovers the first half. They scored 7 points off those turnovers. The Ravens defense was suspect. Yes, the Ravens defense held the Bills to 6 points in the second half. Lamar did bring them back at the end of the game. Mark Andrews did drop 3 passes in that game. Fumbled the ball. Y'all had Buffalo dead to rights. Untimely penalties, bad adjustments until the second half, even though the Ravens is a great second half adjustment team. Tell me this stat man Anatole, what other team besides the Baltimore Ravens have won 78 games over a 7-year span and not made the Super Bowl in the last 25 years?
What conference?
I ain't telling all that now. You're gonna have to figure that part out, homeboy.
You gotta give me a comment because I don't know.
If I give you the conference, you're gonna have the answer.
Is the team in the southern part of the United States or the northern part of the United States?
It's in one of the 50 states.
And there ain't no teams in Hawaii or Alaska.
They got a Republican governor or a Democrat governor.
Man, most of the governors are Republicans, so it don't matter.
Do they have good barbecue in this one? They got good barbecue in that state.
You good? Okay. Is the team color blue and white?
Who you guessing? Go ahead and
The
say
Cowboys.
it. No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, no. Remember, even you add up all the wins in the last 10 years, it would make 78. But oh, hold on. We got a special guest come on to the show. We have possibly Bill Belichick's future comptroller for the University of North Carolina. We have a racial major.
You can say this better. Oh,
That boy say comptroller. What's up, fellas?
I don't know where we're gonna put you. I didn't want to lie, say you're gonna be the D coordinator. So
Nah, I'm gonna be the QB analyst, quality control analyst.
Oh yeah. That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But it's the Colts, Anatole. It was the Colts. It was
What's
the Colts
going on, dude?
Going on.
What's going on, top man? Job.
Yeah, I just wrapped a big time basketball game. It's ended late, but I wanted to jump on just to check y'all boys out.
Bet it up. Todd Monken, to me, partially lost that game. Jim Harbaugh partially lost that game. Mark Andrews, of course, lost him in the game. Lamar had 2 turnovers. They didn't cost him like should have, but the defense, Zach Orr's defense in the second half helped the Bills to 6 points. They held him to 6 points in the second half, which means he can make adjustments. Todd Monken was playing with his food also. If Derrick Henry carries the ball 20 times a game this season, he's 9-0. They're 9-0. How many carries he had, Anatole? Just tell me how many carries he had.
hold on.
16. I'll answer for you. 16.
Thank you, sir.
16. Now we're to the point now. Mike just said 20 minutes ago. We gotta stop firing these coaches. Okay. John Harbaugh, you had 2 playoff wins in the last 7 years. You had the number 1 seed twice. You have probably the 3-time MVP on your team. Your team is in the top 5 in most penalty yards. And your offensive coordinator won't run the damn ball.
Now let me defend Todd Monken on that too. Now, the thing about him running, you want Derrick Henry to run the ball 20-something times. There was a point in that game where Baltimore was down 21-10.
They got the ball back and scored.
You might want to say, well, you still could have stuck to your game plan. You got to get that ball out the air too. It'll be different if they was up 21-10. I can see your point, but he still ran close for 100 yards, and he had a drive in the third quarter where he touched it every play. But the carries determined. I mean, the whatever going on in the game kind of determined the carries too. Now,
if you talk about that drive when they got it down to 2, went for 2 like idiots and didn't make the 2-point conversion, and you say he touched the ball every play.
talking about Derrick Henry.
You said Derrick Henry touched the ball every play on that drive.
He scored a touchdown on that drive.
But your words were he touched the ball on every play.
Mostly every play on the drive. He ran the ball 5-6 times.
We're a stat based show, also you gotta get the stats together.
They went run heavy because he ran the ball too. Get off Drew. Get off Mike. I got you, Mike.
Yeah, he's looking for something, Anatole.
Yeah,
I'm not looking for. I'm just saying. I'm not looking for nothing.
He's looking for something, bro.
John Harbaugh should be fired. John Harbaugh should be fired. That's my point.
Well, if John Harbaugh need to be fired, Mike Tomlin need to be fired.
I agree.
Hey, you keep that nice man name out your mouth with that fire stuff.
Y'all fired that good coaches too.
I agree.
So if he need to be fired, Mike Tomlin need to go.
I agree.
We might need to start thinking about what's buddy name in Cincinnati. They ain't been in the playoffs for 2 years.
He should be gone because the way they start this season. He need to be on the hot seat then. I agree.
So he need to be in that same boat.
You answered the wrong part. You challenged the wrong person about what coach is fired now.
You said what the Cowboys had done with Mike McCarthy.
He didn't get fired. Contract
need to be fired now.
I agree.
Todd Bowles need to start being in that conversation. Tampa
Totally
Bay
agree.
Ain't done nothing in 2 years. We need to start thinking about the Miami Dolphin coach. So you firing. Get all of them too now. Fire the rest of them too.
Michael,
but you're the point I'm making with that. You're trying to fire playoff coaches. All these guys I mentioned, maybe they don't go to the playoffs every year, but Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh, there's no way in the world you fire them. No way.
They fired Tony Dungy, able to playoffs with Tampa Bay. and John Gruden won the next year with the same team.
Go get it. When you fire somebody, tell me who you replacing them with.
I'll tell you. Give me a minute. I'll tell you who I'll replace him with. I'll tell you next week.
Can I add my 2 cents to this?
Go ahead.
Like, and I understand what you're saying, Faye, but I think Atwater made a great point as far as, they was down, so you couldn't just keep handing the ball off to Derrick Henry because you're trying to save clock. And I'm not just trying to put the burden of the game on one play, but all this is null and void. How many carries Derrick Henry had? How many turnovers? Mark Andrews got to catch the damn ball.
Yeah, he bought the bet on the game.
Yeah, like I ain't even talking about the turnover that he had because they still came back. Like just catch the ball and fall in the end zone. Like that's it. And then we can debate on what happens if they had come down and kicked the field goal or if it's going overtime. Again, as a ref, you don't want to say that one play, determined the game. But catch the damn ball. I mean, he threw you a layup. All you got to do is cradle the ball and fall in. Like, can somebody go check his offshore account? That's what I want to know. Like, because even the fumble, he had like 2 crucial drops before the drop at the end zone. Then he had a crucial fumble, and then you drop the ball in the end zone. What are we doing?
This goes back to my point. I made this point with Detroit. Ben Johnson was already hired for the coach. He just showing us a different play. Same thing. I mean, Aaron Glenn, he had no defense, but at the same time, his defense was compromised by Jared Goff. So I think Ben Johnson's already halfway out the door anyway. And we'll talk about how the Bears wet the bed on this Rooney Rule. Also, you just gave Eddie George and Ron Rivera courtesy interviews on a Friday, and then you go ahead and hire Ben Johnson without actually seeing him in person.
They interviewed Thomas Brown too.
Really?
Yeah,
Tom
they
Brown.
did.
Tom Brown.
He was a coach.
Yeah, he was. I get that part.
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste my time interviewing him. Look what he did. I wouldn't interview him.
Hey man, no Thomas Brown slander on this show, sir. The great man.
He sucked.
He's from Decatur. He went to Tucker High School.
He was garbage the last 5 games as the head coach.
Tucker High School.
He could tuck his ass and find another job.
He won't fire today, so what's wrong with him?
We have a comment from the chat. F Todd Bunkin in the playoffs, we suddenly lose our identity. Run the effing ball 20 to 25 touches, I guess, a game. Derrick Henry gets stronger and stronger in the 4th quarter. Okay, so make sure you spell check before you type in here. And don't be cussing me out because I'll cuss your ass right back out because you did misspell SIAC.
It's Wednesday. It's Bible study day, sir.
I'll be on one. So they want to
tell.
I'll be on one.
Hey, Lamar Jackson,
though, day?
I will say this about Lamar Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson, if he win this MVP, we got to start going and put him in the category. It's just my opinion. Lamar Jackson got to start being in the category of one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Peyton Manning, one of them.
Dan Marino is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and don't have a championship. So if he win this 3rd MVP, we got to start talking about Lamar Jackson as being one of the in that class, one of the greatest to ever do it.
He has the same trajectory. His career trajectory is the same as Peyton Manning, also, as far as playoff success. And a lot of folks don't realize Tom Brady beat him the first 2 times they've been in the playoffs, and then the next 3 times Peyton Manning beat him. So the folks don't realize he's 3-2 against Tom in the playoffs. I know his 3 wins are in championship games, so he's stopped Tom 3 times in the championship round to get to the Super Bowl. Folks don't talk about that also.
Coach Major, if you are
he dropped off the call.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
So Anatole Ryan, we GMs and vice presidents or whatever with the Ravens. What do we do? What do we do next to get over this hump, man?
We got to get a receiver, man. We got to get that man a real receiver. He needs a receiver.
Oh, Zay Flowers will hurt. I forgot about Zay Flowers.
Yeah,
they still beat the hell out of Pittsburgh, though. That's the bottom line. Pittsburgh,
they did against Pittsburgh what they should have kept doing in Buffalo. They kept running the ball, and that's why. But anyway, I think that the Baltimore Ravens need one or two more studs on defense. I don't know what they can do free agency wise, but I think they need one or two more. Maybe somebody up front on the defensive line and one more linebacker to go along with Smith. But I think they need some. I think they need some other help.
They got to bring Marlon Humphrey. Got to come back. That's the first thing. Marlon Humphrey got to be re-signed. Marlon Humphrey and Ronnie Stanley need to be re-signed. Those are your priorities off the top.
Is Marlon Humphrey really working? They done moved him from corner to nickelback.
And he's a Pro Bowler, and he's a Pro Bowler for that.
Okay,
Fabian, the Ravens got to go get T. Higgins. They got to spend some money.
Either you get T. Higgins or you make a trade for Tyreek.
Tyreek who? He need a real extra. Real extra.
Devontae Adams.
Is Devontae available?
I believe he can avoid the years of his contract he get or cut. But I don't know if the Jets want to take that kind of dead cap for Aaron Glenn.
I go get T. Higgins.
T. Higgins probably going to the Patriots or the Steelers. But the Steelers don't spend money like that, so.
You ain't got faith in that receiver core they got, Anatole, with Zay Flowers and
Bateman my guy. Bateman my guy. That's my guy. But he need a alpha in there. He need an alpha in there. You know what I mean? You wasting his years, Mike. You need an alpha in there. You need a guy gonna go get the ball.
T. Higgins.
What you think, Shot? The Ravens need T. Higgins, Shot. What you think?
Man, I think we need to get Jamal Jenkins on the podcast. That's what I think. Jamal Jenkins say he in the building, he in the audience. What it do, Deuce? It's gonna be like Cam and Mace. Like Cam and Mace. Can't stop, won't stop. Hey, baby, I like that boy Deuce comment. He said he got comments on there.
I already posted it. I already posted on there. There it is again for the.
Okay. My dog hit me up. My brother hit me up. Say, hey, link me in. Link me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Shout out to Fort Valley Boys Podcast. Tell Cam and Mason to watch themselves.
Tell them we on the way, my nigga. Let's go, Georgia. Keep the thing going now.
All right, so Anatole asked you, do you think the Ravens need to get a true number one receiver?
Hell yeah, you got to get a true number one receiver. Like, first of all, I'm still pissed at Mark Andrews. Okay, so, but yeah, like everybody else, all these other people that we talking about, that's elite quarterbacks, you know, with the exception of Josh Allen just this year, and even then they went and got him a number one receiver in Amari Cooper. Like, Ozzie Newsome is no longer the GM in Baltimore, but they got to go get that dude a number one. They tried with Zay Flowers, didn't work. They tried with Hollywood Brown, didn't work. Go get that man a true number one receiver.
Zay Flowers a Pro Bowl and got 1,000 yards this year, but
that's true. But is he a number one receiver? Zay Flowers is a product.
Is a 2 or 3?
Right. He's a 2. He's a product of Lamar extending plays. That's what he is. Now, at the same time, is Lamar Jackson in his game ready for a number one receiver?
41 touchdown, 4 picks. I think he's evolved to that. I think.
Okay. Listen, man, he had an unbelievable season. As much as I hate to give it to Josh Allen, I think it is. But Lamar Jackson is the man. He is him. How they say it, he is him. He is him. Joe Burrow got a number one. Dak got a number one.
He had 2 number ones. Joe Burrow got 2 number ones. About to lose one of them.
Well, think T. Higgins a number one?
Yeah, T. Higgins is number one.
Yeah, I think T. Higgins will be a legit number one. Like he the same T. Higgins that left Clemson when Sunshine was throwing him the ball. So, but you got to go get that man a true number one. Go get Calvin Ridley or somebody like that.
Ooh, that'd be good. Calvin Ridley. I say T. Higgins. I'll say you're gonna be mad when I say this. Tyreek. Tyreek be an option.
Tyreek who? Quarter chicken dinner? Nah.
Cooper Kupp could be available. I mean, that's another option. Cooper Kupp.
But I think if you get him a number one, you know, hell, Jalen Hurts got 2.
Yeah.
Hell, we talking about getting Lamar 1. Some teams got 2.
Jalen Hurts, they loaded at receiver.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, I think, will be a good fit with them. I think Devontae, big body receiver. I think he'd be a good addition. T. Higgins will be a good one. Calvin Ridley will be a good fit, like you said. Other than that,
I think Amari Cooper over there. Amari Cooper can play over there. He need a
Did Amari Cooper
receiver.
play the other night? I don't remember.
He did. He had 1 target, no catches. Remember,
I really, I think Amari Cooper would probably be the best fit for somebody like that. You need an older guy that you know that you don't have to target 12 times. I'm thinking Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins,
yeah.
You know, somebody like that you don't have to target 12 times. You know, they're gonna take their 5-6 targets, beat their man on beat man press when they need to. You know, because Derrick Henry does need the ball 25 times.
Yeah. I'm still trying to think who
like
would
the
be
condition.
I'm still trying to think would be a good fit by what we said. The draft is not going to have one because Jeremiah Smith is not available for another 2 years. So,
well, they're not going to get him. Every time y'all say Jeremiah Smith, I'm going to say, I told you. Every time somebody bring his name up in this group, I'm going to say, I told you. Every time.
Yeah, and Rachel went on the show. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, man, and I put it in the comments. I mean, I put it in the pre-production of what we're gonna talk about. You can really say, as far as a freshman receiver, that Jeremiah Smith is one. I can't say he the best just right off, but Jeremiah Smith is one of the 5 best freshman receivers I've ever seen. That comes in and ball out right away. Now, I got to really think about it when you think about freshman receiver before you say number 1. But Jeremiah Smith, man, listen, 3rd and 11, you up with about 2 minutes to go and you throw a pass and you throw it to him, man, Jeremiah Smith is, he in that top 5 as a freshman receiver.
I told you.
Yeah, Ratio brought it up. Ratio been talking about. As a matter of fact, it was another dude, as we get ready to talk about the AFC NFC Championship game. There's another dude that Ratio said he was gonna do what he gonna do in the league, and that's James Cook, running back at Buffalo. He's doing exactly what Ratio said he was gonna do when he got in the league. He was gonna be a guy that got you about 1,100 yard rushing, about 500-600 yard receiving, and that's exactly what he's doing up there at Buffalo. Exactly.
I don't know. I know we're off topic. I don't know if Larry Fitzgerald redshirted or not, but he had a great freshman year. But I don't know if he redshirted or not. But I know we got to keep
He
moving.
did. That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
not
good
trying
point.
to. But
Larry
not trying to.
Fitzgerald. That was
But
a
Jeremiah
good year.
Smith, he was a man though. I can't remember if he redshirted. I know back then they redshirted kids a lot. So
yeah, he
he
only
had a
played
good
2 years.
freshman.
So he was redshirted in 2001.
Yeah.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah, because he only played 2 years, so he had to be redshirted.
No. He didn't redshirt. He went to Valley Forge Military Academy.
Yeah.
He didn't have a
Somebody look
grade out
up.
of high school.
Somebody look
Gotcha.
up Julio Jones and AJ Green freshman year.
All right. While we're looking that up, notable free agents and for this free agency cycle, Murray Cooper, Chris Godwin, we haven't heard a lot of because he broke his ankle, and Keenan Allen, along with DeAndre Hopkins. Those are notable free agents. That's going to be available in this offseason.
It wouldn't be AJ Green because he didn't have 1,000 yards. So can't look him up.
No, I'm just curious what he had because I know AJ Green and Julio was in the same class.
Yeah.
Julio had 924 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 959, No yards, 50
I
goals,
just want to
touchdown.
go on record that say when Shot make bold predictions, like I'm like 3 for 3 in my bold predictions. Remember, I said 2 years prior that Bryce Young was the #1 pick. I said when Jeremiah Smith was in the 10th grade, I said he was better than Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. I said he would be better than Marvin Harrison Jr. I said he was Julio Jones 2.0 when he was in the 10th grade. So, and I said what I said about James Cook. James Cook ran a wheel route against Alabama that I don't know. I think Stetson Bennett hit him in stride, and I said
Mm-hmm.
he'll get drafted before Zeus because of that play alone, because of what he brings to the table. So
Yeah, I remember that play. It was in Alabama. They lined him up at receiver shot, just threw it to him deep.
Nah, he ran a wheel
yeah,
route.
yeah. Remember?
They
He was in the
uh,
backfield.
they
No,
they
no, no.
they
You're
put him in
right.
motion.
No, Anna
They
totally
put him
right.
in
He
motion.
didn't run a
They
wheel.
put him in motion, and he lined up at receiver. They
Yeah, they
threw it to him
motioned him
deep.
out.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't no weird route.
Yeah, and the linebacker came with him,
He ran past because I did the
and that
same
was
thing against
easy.
Tennessee.
But I want to back up a little bit because y'all was talking about firing coaches, and I'm just amazed that because Faye brought up a great stat. If you 9-0 and running the ball 20 times, and again, Atwater made a good point. But one thing about the great Bill Belichick, who I talked to today, by the way, I kind of said that just because I wanted to bring Bill up. That's my
We
dog.
already brought that up.
Um,
We brought that up at the beginning of the show. We brought that up already.
yeah, that's my dog. Uh, one thing about Bill Belichick, he kept it simple. Bill Belichick's game plan was to make you do what you don't want to do. Him and Tom Brady, they made it real simple. If you put an extra linebacker in the box, they throw it to the slot. If you put a DB in the box because you want him to cover Grunt, they running the ball. You got to start the game off giving it to Derek. You got to tell Lamar, do you want another MVP or do you want to go to the championship game? Because I know we was caught up in who was the better quarterback. So we wanted Lamar to outshine Josh. But you got to get a ball to Deuce. I'm sorry. You
Also,
got to get a ball to
add on to your point, how many design runs were there for Lamar, Anatole? How many design runs? I was
Nah,
holding
I'm not sure,
it.
sir.
This is on Time Monkey too. I was holding this. He had zero. He had zero design runs. Not like in Baltimore when they played the Steelers. He had about 9 read options. Ran for 86 yards, I believe. But go ahead. That's neither here nor there. Tom Monkey trying to get a job. Need to keep the one he got. But he gets fired. Championship weekend. Before we go, what's the key takeaway for go around the horn? Key takeaway for the Eagles and Commanders, Michael.
Saquon Barkley. That's the key. Run him 25, 30 times. I don't know what the weather gonna be like Sunday in Philadelphia, but Philadelphia don't need the people. They've been Fabe and other people on TV been dogging the Eagles because they ain't been throwing the football, man. If it
I
ain't
ain't been.
broke,
All I'm saying is Jalen gonna have to throw the ball sooner or later. That's all I'm saying.
and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get the ball to 26.
And so
Jalen Hurts completing passes, third and medium. It's gonna be cold Sunday. The high is 40, the low is 25.
no snow though, right?
Uh, no snow. It's gonna be cold though. So
Go.
Saquon Barkley.
Hey,
Yeah.
but Anatole, on they third and mediums, they third and fours and third and five the other day, they ran Saquon. And on one of them third and fours,
He broke us 70 yards.
they ran for 70.
Yeah, he tough. Saquon tough.
Straw. Key to the game.
Man, it's gonna be what happens when if Saquon, if they can't get him going. So are you gonna be able to get it to Devontae Smith? Are you gonna be able to get it to AJ Brown? Yeah, right now we talking about Saquon this and Saquon that, but what if something happens? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when as Michael say when the clock strikes 12 and it turns back into a pumpkin. Let's see what happens.
Shot. What's your take? What's your big key to the game? To that game.
for Washington to not get blowed out because they gonna get blowed out. 2 touchdowns.
You do know Washington just beat them about 3-4 weeks ago, right?
You do know Jalen Hurts got hurt on the first drive, first or second drive, and prior to that, they was up by 2 touchdowns on Washington before, even after Jalen Hurts got hurt.
That game was in what? That was in
Washington. That was in
It
Washington.
was
They
in
had
Washington.
and don't forget Washington did turn the ball over 5 times that game also.
It was a great comeback because Philly was blowing them out with the backup quarterback. So everybody looking at the score because I watched that whole game. Everybody looking at the score. Don't be surprised if Philly don't blow them boys out.
Philadelphia, if you want to win the game, don't blitz Jaden Daniels. Don't blitz him. His QBR is 99.3 on the blitz.
You don't have to. You got Jalen Carter. You got to blitz nobody.
I know.
Blitz everything up.
Just saying. Don't blitz. You know, Vic like to do some stupid blitzes. You know, Chiefs and the Bills. This the legacy game for Josh Allen. Will this save Sean McDermott's job? Yeah, he's safe for another year. What's the key to the game, Straw?
Man, it's gonna be who shows up. If that determined Buffalo team gonna show up against this team trying to three-peat for the first time ever. So give me Kansas City by 10, but don't be surprised if it's tighter than that.
Mike.
And let this dynasty keep going. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is kind of like what Jordan was to some of them dudes in the 80s. To Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. They just couldn't dominate. They just couldn't get over the hump because Jordan was there. And that's what Patrick Mahomes is doing to Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and all these guys. And they just can't get over that hump, man.
Yeah, like Jordan in the 90s, yep. Because Nick couldn't get past Celtics. Anatol.
Chiefs defense against Mr. Allen. I like the Chiefs. That's and the weather and the crowd.
Shot, your key to the game.
Chris Jones. If he plays like Chris Jones, Buffalo got real problems. Like real problems. That dude is an epidemic. He's an epidemic for offensive linemen. Okay.
Who you rather have right now, Shot? Chris Jones or Jalen Carter?
Chris Jones. Before you even finish your sentence.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. People forget 2 years ago, or might have even been last year, Kansas City started out 0-2 when Chris Jones was sitting in the suite holding out. By the time they lost that second game on Sunday, his ass was signed on Monday. And they reeled off 6 straight. Chris Jones.
I want to say he had 18 sacks last year, right?
Something like that. Difference maker.
Man, I don't mean to cut y'all off. Jimmy Butler missed the team flight on purpose. They done suspended him again. Get out of here, man. I just saw it at the bottom of the screen, y'all, that he missed the flight. They got a 2-game road. He's suspended for 2 games. Man, get this dude off the team, man.
That honestly, the NBA, excuse me, they need to just market this saga because that's entertainment. Like Jimmy Butler and the modern athlete versus the old school of Pat Riley, and you got everybody on this podcast that's stuck in the middle. We old, not as old as Pat Riley, but older than Jimmy. We stuck in the middle. I'm curious to see how this play out. Cause Pat saying I ain't no punk, and Jimmy saying I'm one of the best players out. Y'all know who I am. Somebody got to lose, and I got my money on Pat.
This crazy dude. This dude missed the flight on purpose. They say he ain't show up. Yeah, come on with Jimmy Butler, man.
Yeah,
Traffic bad, man.
Yeah, Pat Riley. Before we go, let me say this. Shop might agree with me, disagree, but Pat Riley has kind of wet the bed over the last 11 years. You got Jimmy Butler, yeah, but you let LeBron go. You let Wade go. You missed the ball. You missed the boat on Durant, Lillard, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I disagree with that. He didn't let LeBron go.
I don't mean cut y'all ratio fade. in them same 11 years, he done played for 2 championships too now. I ain't say he won it, but he done been to the finals twice.
Yeah. I mean, but I got quick responses for that. He didn't let LeBron go. LeBron always wanted to go back home, right? Dwayne Wade was past his prime. We just brought him back for sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, you know, I got to think back to figure out what that situation was. And Portland was not trying to send Dame Lillard to my. So the same way Jimmy Butler is not going to end up in Denver. I mean, not Denver, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Like y'all know I've been screaming for Dame Lillard for about 3 years. Portland say we're not sending you where you want to go. You know, that should have been a done deal. Any other organization, that's a done deal. They say they're not sending you.
Hey man, most of us done played sports, we done coach, referee, whatever on this podcast. Jimmy Butler, if I'm a coach and if I'm a teammate, man, Jimmy Butler got to go, man. Jimmy Butler got to go.
That's cancerous type of behavior.
He's got to go, bro.
If you're not for us, you're against us.
And if you Pat Riley, you should see that, and somebody need to put that in his ear. Jimmy Butler got to go, bro.
Oh, Pat know that. The question is,
What
do
can I
you
get
let
for
him
him?
go and let him go to Phoenix, and then now you got to be a hater on Jimmy with KD and Book, or do you let him stay, and do you just waste Mickey Harrison $50 million?
I send his ass to the Nets.
What option does he really have, Jimmy Butler? Like, really?
None. He don't have no options. He
The same option. Yeah, the same options any NBA guy got. NBA players don't have options. The difference is their money is guaranteed. So whether you sit me down or not, well, Pat doing it the right way because Pat suspended him. He's not getting paid when he gets suspended because that's conduct detrimental to the team.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy Butler has a $50 million opt-in next year. So if you don't get rid of him this year before the trade deadline, now you got a disgruntled player that's gonna opt in and take your $50 million.
So that means you gotta let him go now, then, right?
You gotta let him go now, or he gonna come and he gonna opt in and get $50 million.
So what happened down there, Rachel? Like, why is this dude tripping like that, man?
Because Pat Riley
Fade, correct me if I'm wrong too. Wasn't he like that with Philly and Minnesota too?
And Chicago, he was, yeah. It's just the fact that he's thinking Miami's not doing enough to bring any talent around him, which you with these new CBA rules, which you're not going to see a lot of trades because the problem with the trade to Phoenix, and so I got you. We're gonna get to your list in a second. So we're gonna get to your list in a second. The way this apron works, the only person they can trade with they can't do like 3 players for one and stuff like that. It has to be exact dollar for dollar, which is Bradley
the money
Beal.
got to match up. The money got to match up.
Exactly. And Bradley Beal has a no trade clause, which only 2 players in the league have, and you can know who the second player that has a no trade clause is.
Brian James.
LeBron James.
Oh,
LeBron James.
Right, Craig.
And the thing that's so crazy about the Heat, y'all, I think they are in the top 6 in the East still. They may have dropped some, but they're in the top 6, which means you don't have to go to that crazy play-in.
They didn't play it now. They're ninth.
Oh, they done dropped some then.
Yeah, they winning. They winning a few games without Jimmy. So you know it's a tough situation for Pat. You know, because if it ain't Pat money, you know, do you want to spend $50 million just to make an example out of somebody? Now, what I think might happen is, I think Pat Riley is the one person, and Mickey Harrison is the one person that may get the owners to say, listen, all y'all need to chip in on this $50 million and let's teach this motherfucker a lesson. Yeah, he gonna walk away with $50 and he gonna win from the money sent, but we're not gonna make you a relevant player because if they don't put it into this, first of all, it's already started with Kyrie. It started with Anthony Davis, KD. You know, like you got to put it into it at some point. You can't just decide you want to get mad and now I'm not gonna do this and you got to trade me here, trade me there. Like you demand people to trade you where you want to go. So I can see the owners all chipping in and paying that $50 million tab and telling Jimmy, you picked the wrong one this time. I think Jimmy might be the scapegoat.
I
But we'll
just
see.
don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they can suspend him for the rest of the year, but that's the way it's looking right now. Because you're gonna keep missing flights of practice because you already showed a pattern. So guess what? It's just like me shotting Mike in education. Let's say for instance I got student incivility and I got a day of ISS, right? Next thing no, I know I'm cutting class. I'm gonna have 3 days of ISS. Then I'm gonna cuss the teacher out. I'm gonna get 5 days at the house. Next thing you know, I'm gonna cuss out the teacher again and try to punch him. Guess what? That's a hearing right there. More than likely, I'm going for the rest of the year.
Yep.
What Miami's trying to do is be progressive in their discipline with Jimmy, so that way, when it's time to suspend him for the rest of the year, they'll have a leg to stand on. He just documented, and Jimmy needs to see that you won't get not one dime of it, and then they could look at the collective bargains, the CBA, and see if they can avoid that option, that player option, and then nobody gonna be able to afford you except maybe Brooklyn, which is where I would trade Jimmy to. If you really want to piss me, I'll trade you to Brooklyn. Uh, Before we go, we have a party shop with Enzo with his top 10 NBA players right now. Go ahead, Enzo.
No, in the top 10 college football, high school players.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
College
yeah.
football.
Who are the
Mm,
top 10 players for the 2026 class that people need to start hearing about, Anatole?
No problem. So Mr. Horatio Mater just met with Mr. Belichick today. So he had it list already. He sent it to me earlier. So this is top 10 players who are going to be seniors next year. Net number one, you have, and this is ranked with 247 on three ESPN and Rival, so it's across the board. So number one is Jackson Cantwell from Missouri. He is offensive lineman. Then number two is Emmanuel Ichanacho from Maryland. Number three is Zion Lee. He's an edge from Maryland. Number four is Jared Curtis. He used to be a Georgia commit quarterback. Number five is probably the best player in the class, in my opinion, Chris Henry Jr. Y'all know who his dad was. He's committed to Ohio State, 6'5"
I'm about to
receiver. He's
say,
gonna be
So,
That wasn't them
he,
children. That wasn't them children.
he gonna be a complete problem. He in
you talking
California made
you
it.
talking about the Henry? You talking about the Henry that played at Cincinnati?
No,
Yeah,
that,
that's it.
yeah,
That's it.
okay. Chris
This
Henry,
is
not Travis Henry. Chris Henry, okay, my
The
bad.
Chris Henry, yeah, the one that died, I think, from a car accident or something, right?
yes, sir.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
His son gonna be a complete legend at Ohio State in 2 years. Well, in 26, excuse me.
Hey, what high school he from, Chris Henry?
He just transferred to the high school in California. How you say it? Mater D, Mater Day.
Saturday.
Yeah, Mater Day. Yeah. Number six, a quarterback, Faison Brandon from North Carolina. Number seven, kid from Mississippi, Tristan Keys, a receiver. Number eight is Brandon Arrington, athlete from California. Number nine, my favorite athlete in the state of Georgia, Tyler Atkinson, linebacker,
Let's
complete
go,
stud,
dogs. We need him.
complete stud. We need him bad. Number 10, quarterback Ryder Lyons. Number 13, quarterback American Heritage High School, Dow Bell, Roger Bell's son, committed to Texas.
Dr.
Oh,
Dr.
Dia Bell.
That's my
Appreciate you.
yeah.
Yeah, Dia Bell. It's Roger Bell. Remember Roger Bell. That's his
Yeah.
son. He's 13. I can keep going on, but 20, Calvin Russell from Miami Northwestern, he's gonna be pretty good too.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and 21, Savon Kidder from Virginia, running back. He's gonna be it's a lot of kids. Derek Cooper from South Florida too.
Yeah, he big too.
It's good. It's a good class this year. It's a real good class. Another kid. I'm gonna leave with this. Caden Prothero from Bowden, Georgia, tight end, 6'6", 210, pretty good player as well. So hey, recruiting starts now for next year, right now. So as Shot said, that's what I got.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, Ratio ain't had his black thought in a minute, Faye. Ratio, I know you got thoughts about our 47 president and what in
Oh
the
man.
world, yeah, what's going on in the country.
Oh man. Oof.
That's normally I try to filter my thoughts when I do that. But I will say, especially to the people that's on here, a bunch of educated professionals in some way, shape, or form. First of all, the president doesn't control gas prices. The president doesn't control the price of groceries and inflation like some people think they do. If that was the case, we've had a whole bunch of Republican presidents and Democratic presidents. And most of y'all remember when you was in Fort Valley, gas was less than 98 cents a gallon. Gas is now $3.45. I really wouldn't know, but that's what I saw when I rolled by. So at the end of the day, uh, I'm not here to get into it on who you voted for, but just one thing I will respect about Donald J. Trump is that he will do he's gonna do everything that he said he is. So prepare yourself, be financially smart, be fiscally responsible. And at the end of the day, just remember it's not about you, it's about the legacy that you leave behind. And we'll see what happens after that. But if you couldn't vote for somebody that looked like us, America showed you what she was about. Donald Trump has never beat a man. He's never beat a man. He's always beat a woman. He beat Hillary Clinton and he beat Kamala Harris. Because at the end of the day, America showed you that no matter how bad the candidate is, they are not ready for an African American woman to lead this country. That's my black thought.
You mute Fade.
Trump um cannot void birthright citizenship as part of the 14th Amendment. You need a 3/4 vote in Congress to get that, but that's neither here nor there. Um, and you just can't just say we only look at men and women. You identify as a male or female. You can't just do that either. As a person that's close to that to the LGBTQ plus community. That's our show for the evening, guys. We're gonna see y'all next week. We're gonna talk preview the Super Bowl and maybe some NBA, Michael.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna see y'all next week.
Real quick
Yeah,
before
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah.
Real quick before we go, y'all watch this LSU and South Carolina girls game Friday at 5 o'clock.
Man,
Top
LSU gonna beat
five
the
in the
Ah,
hell.
nation.
LSU gonna get the hell beat on. Oh,
Okay.
quick thought on folks that might have caught the news on Dawn Staley is the highest paid women's head coach in college basketball. So well deserved pay raise. I think she got the 5 year $25 million pay raise. Dawn, let your boy hold about $30 for gas and some noodles.
Man, I'm
Yes,
out,
sir.
All right,
man.
we out.
Y'all boys be good.